Today we have a question from Nick. Nick said, "Hello all. My question comes from a frustration to conflicting views in the non-duality worlds. The experience of making effort as a seeming individual to have a good practice versus the surrendering to all experience and non-doership. I'm finding myself conflicted on the amount of effort I should make to have a strictish practice and get in at least an hour or so of every day of silent practice. Others seem to show that I can understand this and feel it in my experience, that this is born from the separate individual. Wanting to be pure awareness rather than lost in thought is just a show from the separate self and reinforces duality. I'm finding the balance difficult. It also occurs to me that, is this all just mind trying to grasp as I, or lack thereof, go deeper into reality? Hope this helps others, and thank you for everything you do, Sunny." Thank you, Nick, for your question. This is a totally valid concern and something that we all, at one time or another, have to question as we go deeper into this very subtle teaching where it is like we're reaching the point of exhausting personal will and entering what you may call surrender. And this little mini phase of like balancing the two, which seem different, can be a little difficult. So I'm happy that you asked this question. Firstly, I just want to say that if this question even appears, then we should continue our practice. And if this is no longer a question for us, then you wouldn't even find yourself watching a video like this. So as long as this question remains, you should continue with your practice. Now, the balance that you can make with this is, as you said, I am finding myself conflicted on the amount of effort I should make to have a strictish practice to get in at least an hour of silent practice every day. So you see how you say like my effort, and you think that like the effort is yours to make. So like from your personal perspective, whatever effort you feel like making, whatever you feel like is beneficial for you and is like something you wish to do, make that effort. But know that the inspiration to make that effort, the desire to make that effort, the willingness to make that effort is not being done by you. Even the quote unquote spiritual practice that you want to do in order to realize something is the movement of the total manifestation. The only time it becomes trouble is when you say, I am making this effort. Of course, at the level of personal experience, you are the one making the effort, you, the body. However, in truth, it is just all happening. So it's very, very funny that in a way, you make the effort from a false view of yourself, thinking that you are the body making the effort. But as you make the effort and you continue on with the practice, and the practice we're talking about is right, like silence, learning to abstain from concepts. And in that silence, all of our delusions, illusions, misconceptions are wiped away. And we realize that actually it was never really me making the effort. It was all just happening. Your understanding of yourself gets more and more established in a subtler, call it dimension, or simply being, from where you see that the thoughts of the mind, the actions of the body, and the consequences experienced in circumstances are not me or mine. And from there, you can really appreciate and see that it's all just a movie. It's all just a dream. It's all just happening. And the theme of this particular dream that I'm witnessing is spiritual journey, spiritual practice. And that is equally as beautiful as maybe some other dream, which is about chasing money, or some other dream about chasing love. So you see, that is also how you can balance this. Understand that, yeah, you have the desire to, as you said, want to be pure awareness. You have the desire to realize yourself. You have the desire to understand the truth of reality. And know that those are the very inclinations that are arising that are driving this journey. But from where are they arising? You're not making them arise. That is spontaneously arising in this experience, in this expression. So follow those, but understand them also as like the mind's desires, the mind's grasping at this or that, wanting to understand something which is beyond its capacity to grasp. So they're more like superficial, They don't necessarily need to be met here and now, but know that they're driving your journey. They're driving your practice. They continue to guide you. And you pursue them. And as you pursue them, right, and you make the effort for the practice, the silence wipes away all misconceptions and just brings clarity to your seeing, helps you understand what you truly are. Now, yes, these types of questions are the mind trying to grasp things as you go deeper into understanding yourself. However, these questions are useful from the personal perspective because they help clear confusion. They help you not get distracted and make these types of concerns into a problem. My whole goal with this channel was to clarify these little doubts and confusions for you so that you're not getting distracted at every step, so that we can talk about the spiritual practice in a very simple and direct way, in a way that is helpful to you. So continue making the effort. There's actually a quote by Yogananda. It goes similar to it's something along the lines of, make the effort now while things are calm, while things are not hectic, when there isn't that much suffering. Because when things do get hectic and there is suffering, then in that moment, it is very hard to practice. Consciousness becomes very identified with objects, with the content of experience. So be wise and make the effort now. That is the message of that quote. There's also a beautiful teaching in Ashtavakra Gita, which is it's like I consider it the Bible of non-duality. And in Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra constantly says, let go of meditation, let go of this, let go of that, let go of spiritual practice. But then he also says that the moment a fool gives up his spiritual practices, he falls prey to fancies and desires. So at one point he's saying, let go of all spiritual practice. And then the other one saying, but when you let go of all spiritual practice, you're going to fall prey to fancies and desires and illusions. What is he trying to tell you? Ultimately, all of this is one big joke, one big comedy, one big dream. He's saying, continue to make the effort, practice, but don't take ownership of that effort. Don't take ownership of the practice. Don't see that your current confusion is, seeing yourself in a limited way. I know I am something greater, something beyond. I know that I'm not just this body and mind. So look at all the thoughts of the mind and the actions of the body as happenings rather than me and mine. And just continue on navigating this journey through what feels most natural and what you feel is most right for you. And right now, if that means having some sort of discipline and doing a daily practice, do it. And take that action, take that effort to be the effort of life, being inspired by life. In a funny way that it is through the story perspective, it is that effort that is helping you realize all these things. But in a more truer, subtler perspective, all is just happening. And my advice is, yes, at least every single day, at least 2 sessions, you sit down, you shut off all the senses, meaning you just close your eyes and you put away all devices and all that stuff. You just sit down by yourself and you practice your pointer. If you're confused about what to practice, then you can go through my mini courses I have inside of my free group. I'll link it down below. I have one on beginner meditation. So if you're new to this, that's the pointer you should practice. And I have my self-inquiry mini course, which is, if you've been doing this for a while, that's what you should be practicing. I'll link it down below, okay? Make sure you go check out that resource. But you sit down twice per day with your eyes closed and you practice that pointer for at least 20 to 30 minutes each session. So yes, about an hour per day. And then throughout the day, you do your best to practice the same pointer in the midst of your day-to-day activities. And that will greatly help you. Along with that, just continue to keep this teaching around you. Make your entire life about this teaching. Your relationships, your work, your personal life is no longer just about what you can gain in those areas now, personally for yourself, but rather let all of these things be the avenues through which you learn and grow and transcend and outgrow whatever you need to come across, whatever you need to outgrow. Okay. So I hope that this was helpful. Make sure to join the community down below where Nick asked this question and access all my free resources over there. I'm also giving away a free self-inquiry guide right now that will help you with the self-inquiry pointer. There's simple instructions for it, step by step. So I'll link that down below as well. And lastly, if you're looking for more personal support, if you're really lacking consistency and you want to be surrounded by a well tight-knit group and have all the support with questions and everything, also learn more about my School of Awakening, okay? It is a day-by-day meditation and self-inquiry program that really helps you dissolve mind identification. So those are plenty of resources available for you. Please take advantage of them. Thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you next time.